POP Alert is a civil emergency pilot project that's been running for 2 years across the European Union. It's a complex task, but the concept is simple: to develop a unified system of warning the population of danger and how to deal with disaster wherever they are. A system that is instantly recognised by all EU citizens in all EU countries.
POP Alert is a key project at the European level in that it aims to bridge the gap between the communication between authorities and the citizens by providing a platform that on one hand gives the chance to citizens to know how to be prepared to deal with crises and disasters, and on the other hand for authorities to provide valuable information and instructions to know how to react in case of a crisis.
Today is a simulated test of progress so far.
Hello, our top story this hour is reports of a major earthquake in the Portuguese capital city of Lisbon.
The scenario: an earthquake has hit Lisbon's tightly packed city centre, a city built on steep hillsides above dark, narrow streets and alleyways crowded with people. More than 10 million tourists pass through this city every year. In the scenario, many of its ancient buildings have been reduced to rubble. Many more are crumbling. In the tiny streets, terrified tourists and locals need information fast. Many speak no Portuguese.
It's a very old city, and we have different types of architecture, different types of buildings, different type of construction materials. So that's what we have to worry about, especially if you're talking about an earthquake. For us, as an operational level, well, you don't know how the buildings are going to react to the seismic waves. So that's one of the problems. You can have major destruction in one building and another one, it's okay.
The scenario has a direct parallel. In 1755, an earthquake struck Lisbon, killing an estimated 60,000 people. It triggered a tsunami with 6-meter waves. Disaster followed disaster. A fire broke out in the remains of the city. It blazed for 6 days.
In 1755 we have a strong earthquake that killed 1,000 of people, and since then we don't have no major earthquake. But we can have it any time because the plates that cause it, the movement between the tectonic plates are close by in offshore, and it can happen anytime, so we have to be prepared.
7 European nations: Belgium, France, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Greece, Portugal and Switzerland are members of the POP Alert Consortium. But 130 delegates from all around Europe have gathered in Lisbon to test the tools and procedures developed so far and to provide feedback.
In my work we manage all kinds of risks, southern of France, wildfire, floods or earthquake, for example. And POP Alert is a very good experience, a very good test bed, because we could inform population or give them a lot of advices during crises.
Topics include bioterrorism, pandemics, chemical and radiation threats, and natural disasters like severe weather and earthquakes.
My expertise is in building safety and security systems, communicating with people within building and commercial buildings, and with the transient populations, visitors, foreigners, which are not familiar with local schemes and habits and languages. POP Alert is a big effort to overcome this issue.
The adoption of a single siren or alarm common to all EU nations warns of danger. The multinational team has developed a set of pictograms that allow people of all languages and ages to understand at a glance what's happening. And a web-based dashboard harnessing the power of modern technology is easily accessed to provide information on how to prepare for and deal with emergencies.
Our assets in Lisbon are mainly underground, and in case of a major earthquake that they could be severely affected.
The POP Alert project has been financed between 2014 and 2016 by the European Commission's 7th Framework Programme. Where does it go now?
Our aim is to provide recommendations to the right stakeholders, and by the right stakeholders I mean mainly the European Commission and its Humanitarian Aid and Civil Protection Directorate General, to take on board this platform and try to develop it fully and make use of it at a European level.
The dashboard urges EU citizens to plan ahead both at home and at work, and it gives them the tools to respond effectively to crisis and disaster. It also supplies national emergency numbers and links to access vital information.
Pop Alert is a good idea and a necessary idea.
Well, if you cannot reach on television because you are in a major catastrophe or a major event, you can always look to your phone and you can see Pop Alert there.
I think Pop Alert would be very useful to get information for people to know when they could return to their homes and have their power restored.
Pop Alert is a very good European experience because we could inform and give a lot of advices or tips to population when they are involved in crisis, for example.
Pop Alert is a good project and it can be very useful if it will be adopted by all European countries.